Hello and welcome everybody. Today I'm so excited because we're gonna do a Q&A and I'm gonna answer all of your questions. I'm gonna share with you my favorite habits that help me to feel so much more aligned and in balance with my body, to feel more energized, and also how to build real confidence. The first question is, I struggle with sugar cravings. Any tips on how to reduce them? Oh my God, I know exactly how you feel because I struggled so much with sugar cravings, and everything changed for me since I learned about blood sugar. Because the number one reason for this intense sugar cravings is when our blood sugar levels are out of balance. So what you can do to balance your blood sugar is to include protein into your meals. So I make sure that every single meal that I have during the day has protein, because when you combine your meals with protein, it keeps you full for so much longer. You feel so much more satisfied and you don't have this crazy cravings for sugars and carbohydrates anymore. Then also when you want to have a treat, for example, you're craving a chocolate bar, then always make sure that you combine this treat with some source of protein or healthy fats. For example, when you have this chocolate, you have a protein smoothie before, or you combine something with nuts or Greek yogurt, or you just have like 2 eggs before your treats. Like, make sure you combine some source of protein with it, and I promise you your cravings will be much less. Because when we just eat this carbs on its own, this is exactly what is causing this crazy blood sugar roller coasters, and we're literally feeling out of control and cannot stop anymore. So many people, they also think like, oh, why can I not be disciplined? But I'm telling you, once you implement this tip, it will already make a huge difference, because it's not your fault. You're just eating your food in the wrong way. And this literally changed everything for me, because I don't feel controlled anymore by food, and I feel so much more satisfied, energized, and yeah, it makes a huge difference. And if you want to learn more about that, I also made a video about it. I will link it here, because I think everyone should know about this. So the question number 2 is, what are your favorite daily habits that keep you fit and healthy? Wow, that's a hard one, because I feel like there are so many small little habits that you can do that will add up and amplify over time. But if I had to decide, I would probably pick, first of all, daily walks, because this has literally changed my whole life. Like, every morning I have a morning routine where I walk about like 40 minutes outside. It's about like, I think, 7,000 steps. And this morning routine changed my life, because it has, first of all, a mental aspect. I'm in nature, I have this mental clarity, I can be alone with my own thoughts. It's kind of like a meditation for me, and it feels like so good to be in nature and to connect with nature in the morning. And also, second of all, it has like a very nice effect on your body. Like, I feel so much more toned since I do this daily walks, and I didn't change anything on my exercise or nutrition routine, because it really speeds up your metabolism, burns more fat, and it's amazing. It literally burns fat so effortlessly without feeling like exercising. So I really recommend you to get your daily steps in, because this makes a huge difference. And my favorite habit number 2 is home cooking, because I love to cook my own food at home, because yeah, it's just, you have full control over all the ingredients that go inside your body. It's so much more easy to eat whole foods and to avoid processed foods, sugars, and additives. And I just love it so much. And home cooking also doesn't have to be that complicated. I mean, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen. I always try to make it super simple for me. For example, I like to have a meal prep day. I also sometimes eat the same dinner like 3 days in a row. I cook it once and then I eat it for several days. Also, I always cook a huge bowl of eggs, store them in my fridge, and always when I have a meal like where I feel there's not enough protein, I can just have 2 eggs at the side and problem solved. Like, you have to really make it easy for you, and then it's also so much fun to eat healthy. Even when you have an office job, make sure that you meal prep your food, that you have a healthy choice with you, and then it's also so much more easier to stick to your diet. And also, if you want me to do what I eat in a day, I have so many nice, healthy and easy recipes, then please let me know in the comments, then I will do that as well. So the next question is, how can I lower my cortisol levels? I feel anxious and overwhelmed all the time. Okay, for those who don't know what cortisol is our primary stress hormone in the body. And if our cortisol levels are out of balance and cortisol stays high for too long, we experience things like chronic stress, anxiety, energy crashes, and even something like weight gain. I feel like there are so many hidden symptoms to high cortisol. And the number one thing that helped me so much to reduce my stress and this anxiety is that I quit coffee. I was such a coffee addict. Like, I was drinking, I think, 3 cups of coffee every single day, which is super normal for so many people. And for me, it was also normal. And I didn't really know that it was causing so many symptoms for me during the day, because I feel like so many women are in general super sensitive to caffeine, and we don't really know where those symptoms are coming from. And I was always like super energized, super happy in the morning after having my coffee. I was so productive for some hours. And then like at midday, I had like a huge energy crash. I felt super frustrated, low in energy, like it was crazy for me. And also at night, I had sleeping problems, and this was all because of caffeine. I was so sensitive, and this was spiking my cortisol levels. And it also leads to overeating, cravings. It's also connected to cortisol. And then one day I made the decision to quit coffee completely, and I switched to matcha. And honestly, this made such a huge difference for me. Like, it's crazy. And matcha still gives you this nice, stable energy, but you don't have this crazy energy crashes anymore. It's like, it makes such a difference. It's a little bit a different kind of energy, but once you get used to it, it's amazing. Like, I cannot live without my matcha anymore. And I'm using this one here from Matcha & Co. And it's really important that you use a high quality matcha, that you have this nice energetic effect, because I feel like there are so many low quality matchas on the market which don't give you the benefits. So make sure it's a high quality matcha, ceremonial grade, and trust me, it's amazing. I feel so much better. I'm so much happier, less stressed, and I really recommend drinking matcha. It's the best. So my second tip to lower cortisol, stress levels, and I feel like this is for every woman who feels really overwhelmed, stressed, and has a lot of anxiety, and this is, we have to work with our menstrual cycle, because men, they have a 24-hour cycle. Every day they have like kind of the same energy levels, but for us women it's so different, because we have a 28-day cycle. We have a period, we have like 4 different phases where our energy levels are completely different. And if you ignore this natural inner rhythm, it will cause so much stress for you. So I really recommend, like for example, we have the week before our period and during our period where our body is slowing down. We need more rest, like we need more nutritious food. This is also why we have like more cravings and things like that. We really need to live more aligned with our cycle. And on this time, it's also not good to do like crazy hard hit workouts and push our body to so many things. Good when we do on these days things like Pilates, walking, yoga, like you can still do movement, but really be more in tune with your body. And then when you have like your high energy phase, which starts a few days after your period, and then it goes up to the ovulation phase, there you have super high energy levels. And when I'm in my ovulation phase, I feel like I have unlimited energy. I can do everything. I can do like intense workouts. I can work for hours without getting tired. It's crazy. So I also schedule my time a little bit, that in these weeks I do things like working on my projects and like things that require lots of concentration and energy. And then on my slower phase, I can still be productive, but I'm more in tune with my body and I don't push myself too much because I know it's normal and my body needs more rest during this time. And the more you are aware of your cycle and work with your body instead of against your natural cycle, the better you will feel. And also I experienced less problems during my period. I don't have so much pain anymore. And before I had like lots of pain, I felt so bad. And since I'm more aligned with my cycle, many of these problems are just solved. So this is really something every woman should be aware of. So coming to question number 4, this is tips for bloating and constipation. Oh my god, I was the queen of bloating. I feel like my stomach was always bloated for so many years and I could never figure out where this was coming from. So the first tip I have here for you is to identify food intolerances. Like make a blood test, make a stool test, get your blood work done and really find out if there are things in your diet that you maybe consume on a daily basis. Maybe you have an allergy against them. Because I was eating a lot of foods that are considered healthy, but I was allergic to them. So I was constantly inflaming my body by eating these foods, and this was causing more and more problems, and this can also cause more allergies. So I think the first step is really to get clear on if you have any food sensitivities, food intolerances, allergies. This is the first thing I would recommend you. And then also definitely eat more probiotic-rich foods. For example, kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir yogurt. Like there are so many things and they have like this healthy, beneficial bacteria inside them. Living bacteria that is really good for your gut microbiome, because usually when we have symptoms like bloating, constipation, whatever it is, if you don't feel good with your stomach, usually your microbiome is out of balance. So it's really important to give your body more of the healthy, good bacteria so that your microbiome is more in balance. So what also helped me so much next to the probiotic foods is to taking a probiotic supplement. I'm using this one, Omnibiotic 10. And this is also amazing. This has, again, the good beneficial bacteria. If you have really bad problems with that, I recommend you to take an additional supplement because this will help you so much. And by the way, all the products are not sponsored. These are just products I genuinely love. And coming to the next one, this is like, I think this is my favorite supplement ever because I'm using this since 2 years now. And this is for all the girlies who struggle with going to the toilet, constipation, and it's amazing. It's a magnesium And there are many different magnesium forms. This one is magnesium oxide. I'm gonna link all the products in the description. And this one is amazing. I'm telling you, like, if you cannot go to the toilet, you're taking 2 of them in the morning, all your problems are solved. So this one I highly recommend. And another tip for constipation is also to increase your fiber intake, because when we eat more fiber, things in our body can move again. And this is also super important, and it's also the food for the healthy bacteria, so the healthy bacteria can grow more. Fiber is mostly in veggies, so eat your veggies every single day, and this will also benefit your gut microbiome. So coming to the last question, what advice would you give someone struggling with self-worth? I think this question is super personal for me, because I struggled with low confidence, low self-esteem for so many years. And I was constantly comparing myself to other people. Also, I feel like in today's world with social media, we constantly comparing ourselves with other people, with like the highlights of other people, because of course everyone is just posting like the positive, good moments of their lives. But what really helped me to build my self-esteem is since I started to invest in myself. Like, instead of constantly focusing on other people, comparing myself, I switched the focus back to myself, and I invested in myself. I invested in skills. I signed up in the gym. I was consistent in the gym. I changed my nutrition. I learned about health, wellness. Like, I invested in courses. Like, I really invested in myself, signed up for coaching, whatever it was. And if you invest in yourself and you keep promises that you give yourself, when you're consistent with the gym, when you're consistent with your healthy eating routine, this over time gives you confidence, because you build self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of confidence. So put the focus back on yourself, invest in yourself, learn new skills, do what feels good for you, and you will see your confidence will grow. Confidence doesn't just appear at one day. It's really a process that requires action, and the more you follow through with your plans, you keep the promises to yourself, the more stronger and confident you will be. Wow, that was so much fun. I loved answering all of your questions. And if you have more, then please also let me know in the comments. So maybe I'm gonna make a part 2. And thank you so much for watching, and it would really help me out if you could follow my channel and also leave me a like. Thank you.